Countdown is the best loot farm in the game. If you're not using it to get the gear you're looking for, you're really missing out. I'm going to show you why, how to run it effectively, and give you the best build to do it easily. Hit like if unique and important builds are for you, and comment Countdown if you want me to make more content like this. Today, I'm going to show you how to use Countdown to get the best gear in the game, and I will be giving you the best build to make it really easy and fun to play. Here's a quick rundown on what Countdown is. Countdown is a fast-paced, cooperative PvE game mode brought to the Division 2 in Season 9, and further improved in Season 10. It's set up for 8-player casual gameplay, and you can be in and out in about 20 minutes. There are several difficulties, and you can even run it solo, but the most popular are challenging and heroic difficulties. To access this game mode, head over here on your map or jog to the helipad at the White House base of operations. Talk to the pilot and select the game mode. You can create a session, invite friends, and add randoms, or just matchmake and go. Here's what makes Countdown special. You're in and out in 20 minutes. You can select your targeted loot. It drops a ton of gear. I mean a ton, especially for the amount of time invested. The loot quality is good. You get tons of named items at the extraction point. You get credits called requisitions to spend at the Countdown vendor to get the best gear in the game. The game mode is easy and does not require advanced coordination like raids. Here's what you need to know regarding Countdown strategy. There's little to no difference in loot quality between challenging and heroic difficulty. If you're matchmaking with randoms, I recommend challenging difficulty to ensure completion. Make sure you have space in your backpack to grab and go drops quickly. I recommend at least 30 spaces in your backpack. The game mode is fast, especially at the end, and you don't want to leave loot on the floor. Once you arrive to Countdown, the clock is ticking. You have 15 minutes to get through the first phase. At the start, quickly go to your map, then targeted loot and set what you're looking for. For example, if you're looking for the Memento Exotic, you should choose backpacks. This will save for future sessions, so you don't have to do this each time you arrive. It's customary to eliminate all the 4 hunters first. These earn you requisition credits upon extraction for the Countdown vendor. The hunters are found at these locations, always. The rotation of attack depends on where you spawn and will be decided by your team lead. Be sure to follow the team leader's waypoints and try to stick with the pack. The clock is ticking, so you want to spend as little time as possible on the hunters. This part is done best when all 8 players gang up on each hunter together. As you're taking on the hunters, you will have to activate the countermeasures. These are player advantages assigned by RNG and help ensure you get through Countdown quickly. You have to complete 2 encounters to unlock the final third. After you complete all 3, you get a new timer for extraction. The encounters are randomly assigned for each session. The team lead chooses the one closest to the group. Protecting the VIP is usually avoided at all costs because it takes the longest to complete. There might be tasks with the encounters, but they're usually pretty easy to do. Follow the voice prompts. Once you complete the final encounter, a new timer will start for extraction. This is the toughest part and will have a big payout, so don't skip it. You need to fight your way into the extraction zone. Most squads focus on eliminating all the hunters first. Once you control the zone, you will fire off a flare for a helicopter pickup. It's important you don't do this early. The common strategy is to wait and fire the flare when the timer reaches its final 15 seconds or so. This way, the team can farm this phase longer and get more loot. More enemy waves will come by helicopter, but once you control the pickup zone, they're very easy to eliminate, usually before they even land. After the flare is fired, the timer displayed is the time of arrival for the helicopter. Once the helicopter arrives, most continue to farm until the final 15 seconds or so. You extract at the rope. The summary screen shows how many credits you extracted. These are what you spend at the Countdown vendor found here, the base of operations. Here's my Countdown build. I generally consider it the most effective build. I used to have many custom created Countdown builds. Over time, I simplified my build strategy for this game mode, which is really a casual game mode for all players. The reality is just about anything works in there. Many times you have 8 players shooting at the same target. Countermeasures and team buffs can make your build ridiculously strong, and even then the wolf pack playstyle overrides any one single build. There are just too many allies. The enemies have the resistance and armor to take lots of damage from multiple players. So you just want a build that hits hard enough that 1v1 isn't a hassle. And you're always out of cover, so a high armor pool is helpful to playing fast and making it easy. DPS tank builds are the best way to describe the best builds for Countdown. Heartbreaker was released when Countdown was, so it's basically designed for Countdown gameplay style if you think about it. It's perfect. When I run Heartbreaker builds, it's really hard to deny the chest piece. I really think it's the best in slot for Heartbreaker. So it gives you assault rifle damage and LMG damage and weapon handling. The 4-piece talent is called Heart Stopper. So headshots apply a pulse for 5 seconds. Weapon hits on pulse enemies add a stack of 1% bonus armor and 1% damage. Pulse targets up to 50 stacks, and the chest talent increases those 50 stacks to 100. So that's not just damage addition, that's bonus armor addition too. And that's what people miss out when they decide to run a different chest piece with Heartbreaker, which is okay to do depending on what type of content you're running. But Heartbreaker is one of the easiest things to add stacks to because you get offense and defense as you're stacking, making it easier for you to face tank enemies. Unlike Striker, for example, which you're only getting offense on stacks. So as you can see here on the chest piece, I'm running armor, crit damage, and crit chance. Now the backpack is special. It comes with a talent called Cold, so it increases your total bonus armor gained per stack from the Heartstopper talent from 1% to 2%. So it's doubling your bonus armor. So the chest doubled your stacks from 50 to 100. So now you have 100% bonus armor, and this doubles your bonus armor, not the damage, just the bonus armor from 100 to 200. So you're getting 200% bonus armor. It's amazing. I'll show you that in a second. So I have armor and basically crits on this. The gloves are weapon damage and crit chance. You can run armor here if you want. And then the knees are weapon damage and crit damage. If you're looking to be part of a strong, positive community, then I have you covered. Join Tux's Discord. We're not elitists, and we're so much more than just clans and raids. Tux's Discord continues to grow as the central hub for the player base that loves this game and wants to see it thrive. And if you love builds, this is the spot. Also, join Tux's Players Club to support the channel, the cause, while getting access to member perks and extra content like gaming music playlists. Click the join button below. Now, I decided to go with the Picaro's holster because it's basically a free armor core. That's the only reason why I went with it. So I got weapon damage, crit chance, and an armor core. You could decide to go with something else here, maybe a Cheska piece or a Fenris piece if you liked. I really like the Exotic Catharsis mask with Heartbreaker. It did get released with Heartbreaker at the same season, so I feel like it pairs up nicely naturally. But you don't have to use this. I do recommend the Coyote mask as an alternate to give your entire team a buff, but this does help heal your team too. So it has armor, incoming repairs, armor regen, and crit chance here, but the talent is Vicious Cycle. Taking damage builds stacks leading up to 30% weapon damage. And after that, it purges those stacks and dumps a healing cloud that is very strong, which is 5% of your max armor for 10 seconds. So overall, I'm running 1.5 million armor. I'm running Technician. It gives me an extra skill tier, making my skills stronger, but I'm really after that laser pointer. That's because I'm running the Kingbreaker, which is one of the strongest assault rifles in the game. It has crit chance here. I'm running the laser pointer, and I decided to go with the Omega Suppressor for 20% more stability. You don't have to do that. You can go crit chance there also. And then I have an extra 20 rounds. This one is level 15 with damage to targets out of cover, and it comes with perfect flatline for 20% more amplified damage. So that's a big chunk of your damage right there. One of the highest space damage assault rifles with amplified damage, and then you got your 100 stacks plus the 30 stacks of weapon damage there. So very, very good. And then you get, of course, you got the free red core. So this build is running basically like 3 reds and 4 blue cores. So I'm running the simple fixer. You don't really need much more than this because of all that bonus armor you're earning. And then we got a tier 5 shield. It's sort of just like, what else am I going to use here? You don't want to go with the attack turret or anything like that because you have hunters and you're always on the go. So really a shield is what you want to go with. But I pop it out when I need it, or sometimes just by habit. But the bonus armor is your shielding. Okay, the ACS shotgun is really important. Now I'm running the rock and roll. If you don't have this, just run a regular ACS shotgun. And make sure you have your laser pointer on it. Mine has damage to targets out of cover, and these have really high RPMs. This one has perfectly extra for a larger mag, but the idea is to use this to gain on your stacks. And then from there, you're just maintaining your stacks with your assault rifle. Just go with whatever pistol you feel comfortable with. I'm not really using it. Looking at the stats, we have 45% crit chance and 81% crit damage. So what you're looking for here is balance because we're under 120% crit damage. So just balance your crits. There's no need to go all the way to 60. So as you can see, we get that bonus armor very easy, and we got all of our stacks really easy too. So I don't even have to lay on that for too long, but the damage is gonna be really strong. So this is just the testing range. It's 1.158 million in damage on crit. So very strong. You're gonna get team buffs and countermeasures in Countdown that are gonna take you anywhere from 1.3 or even higher. It just depends. It's all kind of random. So, but that's the damage you can count on. That's the damage you're going in with, and it does not require a kill, which is really important. No kill required to get your peak damage and peak stacks. I usually usually come out of a session with a couple of dozen or so items that I farmed with my targeted loot set, and this is the quality that you can expect. Not all are winners, but I'm generally happy with the result. I have even gotten some of my best gear from Countdown on challenging mode, including this unicorn chest piece. In this video, I told you why it's important to play global events. They give you red stars that act as a currency to buy caches and get you the best gear in the game. Global events are only for 1 week. Countdown is always here for you to farm caches. I'm gonna buy a bunch of named item caches so you can see what kind of quality you can expect. Okay, so I opened 20 named item caches I purchased with Countdown credit, and I'm gonna show you the quality and let you know which of these are Dark Zone exclusive items. So let's take a look at the first one. And this is the Devil's Due backpack, which is the named Cheska backpack that comes with perfect clutch. It's actually a very good backpack. I got a few of these, and it is a Dark Zone exclusive, so already paying off. What I want you to notice is also the rolls. They're all pretty decent, so you can re-roll one of these and optimize this easily without it breaking the bank. The next item is an Everlasting Gaze, also very nice rolls on it. Of course, it's got the perfect perpetuation talent on it. And this one, all you got to do is change the optimal range to probably damage to targets out of cover. Very nice. Or even damage to armor if you want that more for your bleed builds. Tabula Rosa, which is the named L86. Very nice indeed with those rolls. And this has perfectly steady-handed. This is the Anarchist Cookbook. I would take off that health and put crit damage in it. It's almost perfect. And this is the named Golden Backpack that gives you status effects and perfectly wicked. The Force Multiplier with really good crit damage and weapon handling stats. I'd probably take off that weapon handling and put crit chance there if I were to keep this. It comes with perfectly combined arms, and the next one is Emmeline's Guard, and it's pretty decent stats. This gives you perfect perpetuation. We got the Harmony with also really good stats here. It's got headshot damage there. Probably change that to damage to targets out of cover. It comes with perfectly in sync. Good companion for your capacitor. We have the Lightning Rod pistol with perfect savage, and the Picar's holster with status effects. I might need to keep this one. It's got weapon damage, of course, as its perfect talent, and then very decent armor. The Glory Days, very good rolls. I would probably take off that magazine size. It has perfectly nearsighted. Over here, we got the Claws out with almost max skill haste there. So this is the named Wyvern holster that gives you melee damage and pistol damage. It's actually very good on those deflector builds, and probably a keeper for me, maybe. I don't know, I have to take a look. But anyways, skill haste on it. So this is a Dark Zone exclusive item. The Hermano backpack, which I haven't really used, pretty decent rolls. It has perfect overclock on it. The Mop, this one always seems to show up. Armor on kill on it, and it has in sync. It's actually a good one. The Scalpel, which is future perfection. We have the Surge, really good rolls for perfect spike. We have the Rock and Roll. This is a Dark Zone exclusive or / PvP dropped item. It's a Rock and Roll, which is the named ACS shotgun. Very important. It's got all the right talents on it. Damage to targets out of cover, armor, and shotgun damage, and it gives you perfectly extra. This is actually a very important shotgun because of Heartbreaker and the Striker stacks. Then we have the Matador, which is another Dark Zone exclusive. This one's very nice with crit damage and God rolled weapon damage. Very nice. So I'll probably keep this one too and take off the repair skills, put on some crit chance. And that has perfect adrenaline rush. So another Dark Zone item. The Tsunami with perfect pummel. The Sacrifice Chest with headshot damage, armor regen, and weapon damage with perfect glass cannon. And another Tsunami. So I think that's our first duplicate, first and only duplicate, and it has perfect pummel. So yeah, pretty impressive drops. That's easy. I'm just such a casual game mode. Play it on challenging, and you come out there with the targeted loot that you're looking for and all these beautiful named items. So when we don't have a game mode such as Reanimated or Golden Bullet or Hollywood, you should definitely be taking advantage of Countdown on the regular. This build turns the Super 90 shotgun into a chain killing sniper.
Follow me.